Welcome to She is Resilient, a podcast for women on their healing journeys who are ready to start living their most authentic and empowered lives outside of survival mode. I'm your host, Tatiana, trauma and somatic therapist, as well as a holistic coach, and I'm on a mission to help more women heal their nervous systems. Each week, me and my guests are going to get real and vulnerable about the experiences that led us to becoming the empowered and resilient women we are today. You'll leave this podcast with the skills, knowledge, and inspiration to start creating the life you deserve. Because if another woman can do it, so can you. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I received this question. Can you explain how your entire body heals when you heal trauma? I get that it does, but I don't understand how. And I love this question because so often we think that healing trauma and healing physical or medical symptoms are separate. So, to fully understand how healing trauma heals the entire body, we need to understand what trauma is. Trauma is not what happened to you. Trauma is not an event. Trauma is not something that you experienced. Trauma is the response in your nervous system as a result of something that you experienced. So, trauma is the survival energy that is stored in your body. So when you're faced with a threat, your nervous system goes into a state of fight or flight. If you can't fight the threat or flee from the threat, then your nervous system immediately goes into freeze. So if you cannot complete those survival responses, fight, flight, freeze, then you develop trauma. Because that survival energy that gets trapped in the body is the trauma. So now that we understand that trauma is not an event, but actually the response in your body, in your nervous system, we can begin to understand the nervous system. The nervous system is responsible for all of your internal organs: brain, heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, stomach, bladder. So when your nervous system is in survival mode, it will impact your brain, heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, stomach, and bladder. And your nervous system isn't meant to be in a state of survival for a long period of time. It's meant to be in survival when there's danger. But because your nervous system didn't release that survival energy, it still thinks that you're in danger because the nervous system doesn't use logic. So because your nervous system is responsible for all of your internal organs, and because your nervous system only speaks through its primary language, which is physical sensation and not logic, then when it's in chronic, extreme stress, like survival mode, it's going to start to communicate with you through physical symptoms. These physical symptoms develop over time if your nervous system has been in survival mode for a long period of time. So you may start to develop symptoms in your brain, like brain fog, memory issues, focus and concentration issues, racing thoughts, or heart issues, or difficulty breathing, and other symptoms that are related to your other internal organs, such as IBS, or even develop autoimmune diseases. So when we heal trauma and release the survival energy, sending signals to your nervous system that you're no longer in danger, then it's going to impact, again, all of your internal organs. And when you heal your internal organs, you heal your entire body because everything in your body works together. So somatic experiencing specifically is the only method of healing that uses psychology, ethology, the study of animals, biology, neuroscience, stress physiology, indigenous healing practices, and medical biophysics to heal trauma and your nervous system. Of course, there are other forms of trauma healing, but most of these are only working with the brain, which is only one of your internal organs. So like I said, somatic experiencing is the only method that is rooted in all of these different studies and uses a multidisciplinary approach to heal your body. And that's why my clients are getting great results and noticing shifts in their overall physical and mental health. So I hope that all of this makes sense and answers the question on how healing trauma heals the entire body. If you have a question that you would like me to answer, you can submit it through the link in the show notes, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you absolutely loved this episode, I would so appreciate it if you subscribed and left a review on Apple Podcast, or take a screenshot and share this episode on social media. Don't forget to tag me at tatiana.holistic.coach. The more nervous systems we reach, the more generational cycles we break, and the more we contribute to a kinder and safer world. And if you're looking for somatic healing services, send me a DM and I'd love to chat on how I can support you. I'll see you in the next episode.